Coming up on Look Today, we have updates on the Saratoga City Charter Review. I've got details. And a parade in Ballston Spa kicks off the holiday season. More on that coming up. And the Glens Falls Indians celebrate their recent championship victory with a parade. I've got those details. What a weekend. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. In tonight's program, sit down with Timothy Widener. He's the Executive Director of the Chapman Historical Museum in Glens Falls. And he's here to talk about the museum's upcoming exhibition on Scottish holiday traditions. I also sit down with Mark Westcott. He's a political consultant, and he's here to talk about representation in our local government. Plus, we have your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Saratoga City Charter Review Commission held a meeting recently. The existing charter, which mandates that the city's current form of government is up to review every 10 years. Now, the commission identifies a series of criteria for evaluating potential changes to that charter. And a number of goals were listed, including accountability and public representation, economic development, and sustainability. Now, some have criticized the structural function of the charter. Gordon Boyd, who is a board member with the Bethesda Episcopal Church in Saratoga Springs, is part of the commission. Now, at the meeting, he described an example where, after the city of Saratoga Springs applied for grant money, this was for infrastructure updates, internal conflicts prevented that application from moving forward. He spoke about this.
The city engineer said, this isn't going to happen. And we said, why? And the city engineer said, because this isn't enough money to make it worth my while to fill out the application. And there was nothing that the mayor of the city could do to direct the city engineer to work in the interests of the three taxpayers or the whole community or however you want to define the interest here.
Well, now tonight the commission meets again, and the results of a civic leadership survey that they conducted will be released. Now, we're going to have updates for you tomorrow, and I'll tell you more about that at the end of the program. In other news, our region saw plenty of parades over the weekend to usher in the holiday season. Downtown Ballston Spa lit up with early Christmas magic. Hundreds of people marched down Main Street, and many bands performed, and guess what? Santa Claus made an appearance to light up the tree. Well, we're going to have more on Christmas parades right after the weather. And speaking of weather, maybe it's just me, but why does it always snow first thing on a Monday morning? It can't snow on Sunday morning when we're all relaxed and taking it easy. Well, we did see snowfall with temperatures in the low 30s. So let's see how the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Well, as promised, Glens Falls ushered in the holiday season with its annual parade and lighting of the tree. But this year was unlike any other. A celebration took place to honor the Glens Falls Indians. And this year, the high school football team won the Class B state championship for the first time ever. The players helped light the tree. Well, we spoke to Joe Girard. As you know, he's a quarterback for the Indians.
I'm just thankful for all the people behind me, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them. You know, everybody's supporting me, everybody's supporting Glens Falls, and everybody's been supporting the team. So it's just unbelievable, and I'm just glad that I could do it for them.
Sorry, Joe, the lighting was a little harsh there. We also spoke to Patrick Lilac. He's the head coach for the team.
Feeling so grateful of the support of the community and what a great place Glens Falls is and how fortunate we are to be a part of it and to honor the team by doing well in an athletic event. It's just great.
And my wife and I were there. It was mobbed, and to see the community come out, I mean, you would have thought it was a rock concert. People were screaming and yelling. They were just having the best time. All right, up next, I sit down with Tim Widener. He's the Executive Director for Chapman Historical Museum in Glens Falls. And he's here to talk about the museum's upcoming exhibition on Scottish holiday traditions. I also sit down with Mark Westcott. He's a political consultant, and he's here to talk about representation in our local government. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline, The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a bunch of lookouts for tonight. First, what a weekend. That celebration in downtown Glens Falls Friday night was just amazing. You would have thought you were at a rock concert. People screaming and yelling. It was just really something. And then my wife and I went out to Hageman to Bob's Trees. And I mean, the line of traffic was probably half a mile long just trying to get there. We saw Kathy Doyle, and she said that they were all going crazy there. It's a wonderful place. And just a reminder that even after the holidays, they've got wonderful cross-country ski trails and horse riding and hiking and all kinds of cool stuff out at Bob's Trees, which is out like 29 West out in Hageman. I also want to mention that Hamlin and Ghost did their fundraiser on Sunday night right here at Mary Monk in Saratoga. I ran into Brendan today. It was a big success. They had close to 200 people. So please go to hamletandghost.com and do what you can to help them with their fundraising efforts concerning the fire that just happened downtown here, Saratoga. We've got a great look ahead for you, which means that this week I'm interviewing Dan Hall, who has announced that he's running for mayor of Glens Falls. Elizabeth Sobel, the new executive director at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center, is going to be here. And Bob Turner, who's the chair of the City Saratoga Charter Commission, something like that. And he's here tomorrow to give us an update on that meeting that's happening tonight. I think that's it for now. Tonight on Look TV, it's Beyond the Headlines and Tracks, our music program. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.